Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Bell Ringers podcast with yours truly, Ryan McDonald.
And I'm Ty Press.
Trevor Lay is not currently here with us as he is sulking over the
So,
Phillies' loss, to which I'm
yeah.
surprised Ty left his hat on. I would have thrown that out right away. As always, please subscribe to us on YouTube at the Bell Ringers Pod, and like all of our videos, give us a thumbs up, comment. Follow us on Spotify, give us a review, and then follow us on all of our socials down below. Most of them are at Bell Ringers Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna get that out of the way. That sucked.
Yeah, I mean, we're recording this mere hour maybe after
I don't even know if it's an hour. It might be like half an hour.
half an hour after Game 4, in which the Phillies or the Mets won the series 3-1. And it was a real hard thing to watch. This is a team that was borderline. It was number one in the entire MLB throughout the entire season. It seemed like they could get bats on balls for majority of the season, and then they get a bye, they get rested, they get some would say rusty because they come into this Mets series and cannot get hits whatsoever.
Well, I kind of wonder if they're gonna if they're gonna change up the format, because if the Padres beat the Dodgers, it's gonna be 3 straight years where the NL has not had a number 1 and number 2 seed, like a team that had a bye, get to the championship series.
Yeah, which
I
is
don't
not
think
what people
that's.
want to see.
I mean, you do want the underdog, but at the same time, like when your biggest teams, like, or your biggest markets are probably like LA, New York, Philly. I mean, I know the Mets are going, but like, you want those teams to go further because they're going to sell more tickets, they're going to sell more merchandise, the fans are going to spend more. I mean, you do want to see the underdogs of like Milwaukee and stuff like that get there sometimes.
But the thing is, there can only be one underdog. You can't have the 1 and 2 both leave or lose because then you're just watching 2 playoff teams that just made it into the playoffs, going into the national championship league. But it's garbage, really. Like, dude, if I was gonna say that's if the Dodgers lose, but they're down 2-1 right now to the Padres, and it's an ugly sight. And I'm saying that as one of the top guys. Like, I obviously last couple years we weren't the 1 or 2 seed and we made it far, but
I mean, I'm not gonna do like the Braves and say we and blame like the bye on it. Like, I think we were playing terrible down the stretch and we played terrible this series. I think we would have lost either way, whether we had the bye or not. But it is kind of something. It's kind of a little annoying where like the regular season means nothing when you go in there and we play the team that we had like an 8-9 game advantage on in the regular season that's third in our own division, and we lose we get 4 games to play and that's it. I mean, I kind of think they should make these series a full 7 games instead of 5. I think making it a 5-game series is a little too short.
they weren't doing anything. Dude.
No, I know, but like I don't know. I think it would make it a little bit less likely for like some of these upsets to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I don't know. Like, that team, our team was checked out.
No, I mean, I think we would have lost either way, but I think there'd probably be less chances of because for a 5-game series, if you just get hot for 2, I mean, literally just 3 games.
Like we already touched on, Padres are up 2-1 right now. We have the Yankees Royals are going into Game 4 as well.
Yeah, now they're Game 3. Tigers beat the Guardians today in Game 3 to go take the series 2-1. Okay. So the Tigers. So right now, I mean, if the Royals were to beat the Yankees right now, the lower seed would be up 2-1 through 3 games in every series. But the Royals are currently tied with the Yankees 2-2, top of the 6th. 2 outs, man on second.
It's gonna be hard for us to keep talking about baseball after this because the excitement's really gonna dwindle. But we're obviously gonna cover what's going on in the playoffs. But
yeah, I'm gonna root for the Royals, and I hope the Mets. I hope their organization somehow collapses and they get caught with steroids or something. I don't want them to do good.
As much as I was saying you can't have 2 underdogs, I want the Padres to come out of this now. Like, more than anybody. Like, I don't love the Dodgers.
I hate
the Mets.
It's kind of hard to say the Padres are an underdog because they were I think they had a better record almost than like the Brewers. Like, it's not like they're
not that same story.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather the Royals. Royals are my pick because they were. I mean,
I'm talking about it at a National League, but
I don't want any of them to make it. I want them all to lose.
Royals would be a cool one too. But that's our MLB talk. But we can do a quick breakdown. I almost had it, boys. Almost went 4-0. Once again, the Monday night game ruins our 4-0 possibilities.
Yeah.
I had the Saints plus 5 even, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, they just got whooped by the Chiefs. The Chiefs somehow find a way to do it. Juju Smith-Schuster somehow is a player and a baller again. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's because he has Patrick Mahomes thrown to him. That's all. That's the only person to throw it to. But yeah, recapping last week, I was 2-2. Now 10-10 overall. My favorite was Washington -3.5 against Cleveland. That won pretty easily. They covered by they won by 21 points. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was all of our favorites. So that covered easily for us. My dog was a Giants +6 at Seattle, which that won. Giants won outright by 9 points, so that hit easily. My over was that Monday night game, New Orleans at Kansas City, over 42, and that happened to be the Wheel's under. The Wheel got the win, I got the loss. It was kind of close. Finished at 39, and then my under somehow Denver finds a way to score points this game. They can't score points the whole season, but they do this week. I had the under 36 in Denver against Las Vegas, and ended with 52. And Pat Surtain just had I thought one of the ways it would happen is if there's a couple defensive touchdowns and you have a Pat Surtain 100-yard pick six. Ty, like you said, went 3-1, now 9-11 overall. So he does out now. He's beating the Wheel.
Yeah, here we go.
Like we said, his favorite one, his dog lost, and then his over and under both won. His over being Giants at Seattle. Over 43.5. That was kind of close win.
It was 43.5. It was 23-20. Seattle's kicking a 60-yard field goal. They hit it. I cover, but 6 yards.
Yeah.
Most likely possibility is they miss. Game ends at 43, and I don't cover from a 43.5 over.
Yeah.
But the field goal gets blocked, and the Giants run it all the way back for a touchdown. Crush the over. Huge win. I did not think that was gonna. That was like my big one. Like in the early set, that I was like, that's not gonna hit.
Yeah.
The other two, I had Dolphins Patriots under, which was a lock the whole game.
Yeah, I mean that finished. It was under 35.5, and it finished 15-10. So
yeah,
not really even close.
Yeah, like you said, we all had Commanders -3.5,
yep.
Which buried.
Trevor, also 2-2 like I was, and also 10-10 overall. Like we said, his favorite hit, he had a lot of close losses. His dog lost. He had Indianapolis +2.5 against Jaguars, and they lost by a narrow 3 points, so just lost on that half point. He had over Buffalo at Houston, over 47.5. Total ended at 43. So kind of like Ty's scenario, like the way he would lose, he lost by that 3.5. Well, I guess 4 points, but close one. And then his under was a win, as he had Green Bay at Rams, under 47.5, and it finished at 43. So I'm close win there. Will losing almost every pick except for the under that it went against me. 8-12 overall. It lost New England -1. They lost outright to Miami. It lost Las Vegas +2.5 as Denver beat them by about 16 points. Lost that over with Trevor, Buffalo at Houston over 47.5, and then won its under New Orleans at Kansas City under 42.
All right, so yeah, our records are up. Going into this week, we're not going to pick on the game tomorrow, the Thursday game, because I don't know, do we whether we get the episode fully out for Thursday or not, but we'll make a parlay today for the Thursday night game.
Yeah, it'll come out in a clip for tomorrow. But
we can start with covering that Thursday game though.
I was gonna start with, because we have New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh gets fired this past week after the Vikings beat the Jets in London, and the Jets fall to 2-3. So Jets now need a new head coach. Their offense is pretty bad. They had one good game this year. It's been pretty annoying to watch them play. If you have any other players in fantasy, you have Breece Hall not doing anything.
Breece Hall, Aaron Rodgers, all.
I mean, Garrett Wilson had 22 targets. I think he caught 7 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, or maybe might have caught 12, but still, it's you get that many targets, you can't do anything.
Yeah, and then it's definitely, like I say, as a Breece Hall owner, it's been really disappointing. I thought this was going to be a huge year for the Jets. I think in our early predictions, there's a chance I have them in the Super Bowl, which is not looking good right now.
I'm going to try and get our predictions preseason on to the spreadsheet so I can look at it a little more and just kind of go over it, because I'm pretty sure I had the Vikings under total wins, which I'm pretty sure is already lost.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's 4.5, and they're 5-0, so I'm pretty sure that's already done. Lock that in as a loss. But we also have Nico Collins and Michael Pittman today hitting the IR. Michael Pittman's not really been doing much, but it's also the Colts offense isn't really doing much. But Nico Collins
is the number 1 wide receiver. Right
yeah, it's a big one. Wide receiver. Yeah. And it was kind of sudden. He was walked off the field fine, and It just seemed like his like the news on his injury updates kept getting worse and worse and worse, like day to day, week to week, and then now out for not for the season, but like IR.
Well, like as one of my more successful teams, being an owner of him for a keeper league, like absolutely love this guy. I thought I was gonna have to get a Nico Collins jersey by the end of this year because he was gonna take me to the chip himself. And like that game starts, an immediate like 63-yard bomb to Nico Collins, had him on a touchdown parlay too. So I'm looking at that like this guy is an absolute lock. And then I think it was like a small little out route that he got hurt on. And just like I said, it seemed like a hamstring injury, and now placed on IR. And I remember hearing earlier it was like he's going from day to day to week. So like I was like,
that's what I mean. Like it's kept getting worse, and now it hits IR. Now, I think that fills all the updates as we can move into the Thursday night game. We have San Fran -3.5 at Seattle, over under 49.5 points. I mean, this is a San Fran team that a lot of people probably picked to win this division, and they're not playing that well this year. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl last year, and they're what, 2-3 right now?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean.
So, yeah, not as hot of a start. I mean, in their defense, they did lose Chris McCaffrey before the first game, and they haven't got him yet.
Yeah, but like it's like you say that great. That's what I mean. Like Mason's playing well behind him. It's and like also like when they made it to the NFC Championship game 2 years ago and played us, like they didn't have McCaffrey. They didn't have McCaffrey for a lot of last season. So it's like you've dealt without having to have this player.
That's true. But in this game, San Fran -3.5. See, I don't know. Last week was a big turning point because they both lost to teams they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Niners losing by 1 point to the Cardinals, and then that Seattle Giants game that we just covered. So I'm not 100% where I lean on here.
What's like
I'm going to take the points. I think I'm going to take Seattle +3.5 here.
I kind of agree there because I think it could finish like by like a 3-point game, but I think Seattle losing to the Giants by 9 especially is much worse because the Giants didn't have neighbors. So I think that's a much worse, if you're like talking like college football ideas, like it's a worse loss than San Fran's loss to the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I do kind of lean more your side, Seattle +3.5.
So you think Seattle's due for a bigger comeback? They're more angry.
Yeah. That, and I could see this finishing as like a 3-point game.
Right.
Which like then either way Seattle but like if it was like San Fran, like they moved it 1 more point to 2.5, I would take San Fran probably.
50 is a lot of points for this though. I know
it is for a it's a lot of points for me for a divisional matchup on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Thursday night games don't usually go over, and it's a divisional game. I don't really.
I'm taking the under on this. Yeah. I feel like kind of honestly biggest point here is Thursday night games really are normally bummers.
Yeah.
Under, and I think I'm taking Seattle +3.5 if I were to pick.
All right. Do you have a leg picked for the parlay?
Yeah. I think. Do you want to limit it to like touchdown scores, or are we going and like we can do anything on this?
I did receiving yards for my pick.
You did receiving yards?
Yeah, which it's not even like a direct number. So I'm picking DK Metcalf 70+ receiving yards. Currently +105. He's hit this in every single game this year, but 2, and like the other games he's been like over 100 yards 3 out of the 5 games. And the first game he didn't do it, but that was a kind of a whatever game, and then he didn't do it last week. But I mean, for the most part, he's gotten the yards every week. I think he's going to do it again.
I didn't have one ready for this. Honestly, that's unfortunate for me. Sorry, I had the picks ready, then I didn't have this lined up. I'm gonna take how I just cut all this out, and I'm gonna make me seem like I was prepared. I'm gonna take.
Don't do it. Show.
Let's just do straight up Kenneth Walker touchdown.
All right.
So my picks are me Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown.
I don't hate because Trevor's not here. Just picking a third leg. Let's go with George Kittle 50+ receiving yards. It's -120.
50+ receiving yards.
Yeah, because Kittle's done pretty well, and I think there's a good chance he maybe can keep it going. Our Thursday night football parlay. We got San Fran 49ers at Seattle Seahawks. Our parlay. I'm gonna take George Kittle 50+ receiving yards and tossing in there DK Metcalf 70+ receiving yards.
Yeah, and my pick's going to be Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown. We're looking at +500 for this one, so 5 times whatever you want to bet.
Yeah, a little quick
extra money.
10 to bring back $60, not bad.
Yeah. Now, Sunday, 1 o'clock slate starting. We got Jacksonville Jaguars at Chicago Bears. The Bears are -2 favorites, and we're looking at 44.5 total here. Do not believe I have this as a pick.
I don't, and these are two teams I don't want to touch. Just Jacksonville is just. I thought they'd be better this year, and they're bad. And then they'll end up winning a game or covering on a game I didn't think they should.
Big psych. I got Bears -2, baby. Lock it in. Bears -2. This defense is hot. They are stopping people. Caleb Williams is actually balling now. They got the offense together. What's his name? Keenan Allen's back.
DeAndre Swift's actually running the ball, getting touchdowns.
Yeah, Swift actually. I think he listened to all the hate and is actually balling now. So
I mean, I think it was more their offensive line, less him, but at least he's doing better now. So whoever listened, I don't hate it.
I don't like this Jaguars team. I thought they'd be a lot better than they have turned out to be. Like I said, I think a lot of people we may have been wrong in a lot of our predictions going into the season, but I think a lot of people were too.
Yeah, I mean this season's been kind of all over the place. I mean like I said, the best teams so far. I mean, you have the Commanders and the Vikings probably both had some of the lower totals, the win totals this season. I mean,
Ravens are playing as good as I guess, were expected.
Well, not the Ravens. The Ravens are still.
Ravens had some bad losses, but they still. They've had some games where this team is capable of being disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've kind of had some good games where we've beaten good teams, but then we just lose to bad teams.
Yeah, so I got Bears -2 on this. Right, if you had to pick one of these, who are you taking?
I'd also take Bears -2. I'd probably take the under as well, under 44.5.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
I think Chicago's defense is too good for Jacksonville's offense. Next game, we have Cleveland Browns coming into our Philadelphia Eagles. Our Eagles are currently -9.
Sorry, we forgot to mention that Jaguars game is the London game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is, yeah.
So it's not even in
for the Bears. It's not even in Chicago.
No, it's not even in Chicago. But still, I don't like the Jags. The Jags are used to London. Oh, no.
I know why I didn't take something like that.
In London, though? Are they good? Do they do good in London?
I mean, that's also probably not the greatest because they've been trash for the most part as they've been going to London. But I can't. I mean, it might be better than their record at home.
Better than the record in the States.
Yeah. But we got Cleveland at Philly. Philly's -9, over under 42.5. I think it scares me how many points they're giving us. We do get A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Lane Johnson all coming back from injury. So we're healthy. So I think we should be able to do this. But with how bad we've been playing, I don't think we deserve to be favored by 9 points almost against any team.
Even though how bad the Browns have been.
Yeah. Because it's also, I mean, I have a stat coming in later. But this year, underdogs of 6+ points are 16-2-1 against the spread, and I'm pretty sure they're straight up positive.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I mean, we had last week with me taking the Giants +6 and them winning outright. So don't love it, but I thought about taking this game, taking the Eagles, but
that's crazy.
Held
right?
That
is absolutely insane.
I thought about it yesterday when it was 8.5 or 8. And then as soon as I got the 9, I was like, yeah, there's no chance I'm doing this.
Not one part of this season would make me think that we're capable of beating anyone by 9 points.
It's just the fact I think the Browns are really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but still, that is a scary spread. I think the Eagles are going to win. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. I don't think they're going to win by 9 points. That number does scare me a lot. But A.J. Brown's coming back hot. Devontae Smith's going to come back hot. Lane Johnson back. I truly think this team is we could do it. I just haven't seen it yet, but we haven't seen AJ Brown in a while either. So,
what's my only problem is some of these guys have been out for a couple games, which I mean doesn't really scare me that much, but I'm hoping they can play well.
Next on this list, I'm seeing Commanders at Baltimore. This is crazy. Baltimore -6.5, and the over/under is 51.5.
Yep. So I got 2 picks here.
Holy! Can I guess what your pick is?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saying you're to take the Commanders and the over.
Yep, you got both of them. Yep. So I'm taking. Give me Washington +6.5 and over 51.5. It really has nothing to do with Baltimore. All about Washington. They've been playing very well. They're on a heater, and Baltimore's coming off a game that went to OT and got a little stat. Teams playing at home after 7 days of rest or less after OT are 42% against the spread. Not the greatest of odds, but still, I mean, gives Washington 58% against the spread odds. And then this year, underdogs of 6+ points, like I said, are 16-2-1 against the spread. So I'm just taking all the stats on my side. And then both of these teams for the over are 4-1. So
I couldn't keep looking at that Phillies logo.
I told you to take it off in the beginning, but I'm going with the side of both these teams. Their overs have hit 4-1 this year. So give me an offensive battle here.
I like it. Like I said, I mean, you got my blessing, considering I knew those are the two picks that I would have made on this game as well. So I like them. I like the picks. As I said, this is crazy because the Commanders are so hot right now that like maybe we're getting a bias from the I don't know, I guess matchups. But I mean, didn't they just they just whooped the Browns, or who did they just play? Commanders just put a whooping on, I think, the Browns.
I think it was the Browns, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they haven't played. They're balling out against shit teams, and this is like.
But they also beat Cincinnati, which I don't think Cincinnati's a bad team.
Cincinnati.
I mean, there's the record. Yeah, the record's dog shit. But they've also, for the most part, like they've lost to Kansas City, they've lost to Baltimore, like
lost to Patriots.
Yeah, but you can throw out week 1. Let's throw out 1 week because I mean, the Baltimore's also lost to the Raiders, but I think Washington is in some ways legit. Well, it's 6.5 points. They could lose by almost.
You're right.
Almost a touchdown.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is the 6.5 is crazy. That's Vegas. I think being like they're hot right now, but the Baltimore's on a different level, which it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm saying like give me like 28-23. Oh, I guess that would hit the under. But give me 28-24.
There you go. Next we got Houston at New England. Houston is -7 favorites, and the over/under is 38.
I'm surprised. I mean, I don't
not like Houston -7 without Nico Collins.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, let me just double check that maybe the line changed since. I think I saw this. I put the line in after the news, but let me just make sure.
They might. I think they're getting.
It's still 7.
Back. I think they are. Right now, he's questionable. I think they're both limited. I think Mixon and Pierce are listed as questionable still. Getting Mixon back would comfort me a lot more going into this. But
oh yeah.
No, but like if they don't have Mixon or Nico, I don't like them getting 7 points.
It is Drake May's first start.
And that's the other thing. There's a big question mark there.
I mean, it'd be kind of hard to be worse than Jacoby Brissett's been playing, but at the same time, it's a rookie in his first ever career start. So I think I might lean Houston there, to be honest.
I don't know.
I think
we're going to see some solid Drake May play here.
I think DeMeco Ryans is a good enough defensive coordinator. I mean, I know he's a head coach, but I think he can scheme.
Frazzle up this.
I think he can scheme up a good enough defense to surprise a rookie QB in his first start.
That's smart. I can see that. I think I'm definitely leaning the under though.
Yeah, I mean,
38.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for New England to score. I mean, if New England wants to win this game or keep close, they're going to have to keep it a low-scoring game. I got Arizona at Green Bay. Green Bay's favored by 5 points. Over/under of 47.5.
That's another pick for me.
This is
Arizona +5.
You and Trevor both Arizona +5.
Yes, we are. This Arizona team just beat the San Francisco 49ers, and Jordan Love is not impressed me since his injury.
Yeah, I mean, you have no qualms with me. I mean, I picked Arizona a lot to start this season. I think their offense is pretty good. I think they've been humming. Mm-hmm. Their defense needs a little bit of work, but I think their offense is good enough that if they can get rolling and keep it steady, they can put up a lot of points on teams. Yeah, so I mean, I'd probably pick Arizona +5. Probably go with the over as well.
Over is 47.5.
But like, it's not that high when you think like if it's like 28-24 or 24-24, it hits.
They just put 24 points up on a really, really stout San Francisco defense, so I like it. I guess I would lean over.
Next up, I got one of the games that the spread just flipped within the past few hours as we have Indianapolis at Tennessee. Tennessee's -2.5. Over/under 43 points. Indy was -1 almost all week. And then with that news of Michael Pittman going out, Tennessee got a 3.5 point change. Pretty big. I don't think Michael Pittman kind of is that important.
Deserves that.
Yeah. Mainly also with the fact that he hasn't played the best, but I think he's a good player, but I think it's mainly just been Anthony Richardson doesn't know how to get on the ball.
Is Anthony Richardson coming back?
I have no idea.
That would honestly convince me more to give Tennessee points than Pittman going out.
Which even still,
crazy.
like,
you get your starter back, but
like
that's true. Jameis is playing. Or not Jameis.
Flacco.
Flacco.
I mean, Flacco's playing that makes me want to pick India because like I don't Tennessee just it's bad team.
Yeah, I would lean Indianapolis if Flacco was playing.
Especially with that +2.5. Now you're a dog.
Mm-hmm. I think you might have skipped over a team on our list here, but Tampa Bay at New England.
I have that next. They're both 1:00 games. It's just whatever order you have them in.
True. I thought we had them in the same order though.
Mm-mm.
But Tampa Bay's -3.5 favorite, and the over/under is 41.5. Is Derek Carr playing?
I want to say no, but let me see.
If not, are we getting Taysom Hill?
It's also Taysom Hill's also like banged up.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
I mean, I know I saw like Derek Carr was like questionable, but I don't know if they've. I mean, they might not officially roll him out for a little while. It's doubtful.
Actually, he's questionable right now too.
He's a torn oblique.
Ooh.
Already announced to. Oh yeah, he's already been announced to miss multiple weeks.
Who, Derek Carr?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do they go Taysom Hill right now going forward?
I mean, probably their other, like they have Jake Haener, which I don't even know, or Spencer Rattler's probably going to start. I didn't think about that.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy stinks. He stinks big time. So that's bad for New England or New Orleans. Yes, that's. I mean, it makes
Bucks -3.5 there for sure.
Yep, it makes sense why Trevor is taking Bucks -3.5 there.
Mhm. I like that pick a lot.
Yep.
I didn't think about Derek Carr when I was making picks. I definitely would have taken them, but
so I mean that takes down one of the most electric offenses we've seen through the first 5 weeks and kind of handicaps them.
Yeah.
Unless maybe Spencer Rattler got way better, but I doubt it.
Then over/under 41.5 is.
I kind of would want to say under here after that news. Find out.
Yeah, me too.
Not a good QB is going to play.
I don't think Saints have put up much points.
Yeah, nope.
And does that take us to the 4 o'clocks?
Yes, it does.
First one I got on this list is Steelers at Las Vegas. Steelers are -3 favorites, and there's a 36.5 total.
Yep.
Which is going to be my under.
And also Trevor's under.
Too. Yes, it is.
You guys like each other a lot there.
Come back, Rye.
You're 9-11.
Come back. You're only 10-10.
I know, but I had the one game lead on you.
Steelers at Las Vegas. Yeah, I know Devontae Adams again. It's already listed as he's not playing.
Which like that almost to me, it just seems like he doesn't want to be there. Like it's not even an injury at this point. He just does. He just doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, I truly don't think he's gonna play for the Raiders again. I think he's waiting for a trade. He's gonna keep milking this injury until he gets off of the Raiders team, which has got to be hard for the locker room when like your number one guy is just like clearly doesn't want to play for you anymore and wants to get out.
Which some of my fantasy teams are desperately waiting for that to happen because he's just been sitting on my bench for 3 weeks.
Me too. I'm literally dreaming of my scenarios that he could completely flip my team around.
Still in first place though, so he comes back. I'm stacked and loaded.
Yeah,
so
I hear you. But until that happens, the Raiders are not going to be a fluent offense whatsoever, and they're facing a very strong defense in the Steelers. Give me that under.
But I wonder here, we might not see Minshew. Minshew might be not the starter this week. Might have Aiden O'Connell as Minshew got pulled last week. O'Connell didn't really play well, but
yeah,
I think we might see.
That man does not scare me.
I might see a quick. Yeah, I mean I don't blame you. I don't blame the under pick here either. I like the Pitt -3 here. If I like picking the side, I'd pick Pitt -3 and the under.
Yeah, I would take Pittsburgh for sure. Who you got next?
Next up, I have Los Angeles Chargers -3 at Denver. Over under of 35.5. I'm taking the under here. This is my under. Chargers unders are 4-0 this year, and totals of 37 or less hit the under 73% of the time since 2020. So I mean, it helps also tie and Trevor's under that they picked previously. But I mean, low totals are put there for a reason. And Vegas is just too scared to make them even lower because it should make sense, but they deserve to be under because they.
Is this back-to-back weeks Ryan's betting against Bo Nix scoring points?
Well, it was Pat Surtain with the 100-yard pick six. I don't think that happens again. The Chargers are also one of the slowest teams in the league, not playing a hurry-up offense, so I don't think they'll be on the field for enough plays to have that happen.
If Bo Nix puts up a monstrous game and beats you, that'd be so funny. Not rooting against you, obviously, but.
No, you are. You're rooting against me. You
are. For this game though, I probably still would lean Chargers -3 here, but I think you're right. I think you are right in picking the under.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to the Denver +3 just because I don't think the Chargers are good enough to. I mean, when it's in Denver, I mean, I'm not saying the Denver's looked better in recent weeks than I think they should.
Yeah.
So it's also like it's more like, I mean, I could see this very well being a push and just landing right on 3.
I'm just maybe blindly hoping for my some of my fantasy teams got hit hard with a bye and some injuries, and I got Ladd McConkey playing in a couple of teams.
I also have that because I have injuries and I have J.K. Dobbins and Ladd McConkey playing, so I hope they score a little bit. Just all touchdowns have to go through Ladd McConkey and
might
J.K.
be letting
Dobbins.
my fantasy adjust my picks. Next on this list, I have Falcons at Carolina.
Yep.
Falcons are -6 favorites, and the total is 47.
This is the first 4:25 p.m. game on Sunday. Carolina's pretty bad, but 6
Falcons
points.
Aren't using Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, that's
Ryan,
been frustrating.
why aren't they using Bijan Robinson?
Because Kirko Chains be fucking tossing the ball out there.
Oh, man, it hurts. As much as I watched Bijan not put up points for me, I also watched Darnell Mooney just obliterate another team for me in fantasy, which was huge.
Well, it's like they're not playing badly, so like
Cousins is balling.
Like they're winning games, and he's balling. So just gotta let the man go out there and swag surf.
Yeah, absolutely. That is great. I probably would be going Falcons here -6. Over under. I don't know, dude.
I'd probably go over.
Running like he's got a job to prove. So
for some reason the Panthers be scoring points with Andy Dalton, so I'd probably go over.
Yeah, over here 47. I like that. Falcons -6 over 47. You want to take this one? It's a good one.
Yep. Detroit -3 in Dallas. Over under of 52 points. I mean, Detroit's coming off the bye week, which is, I mean, good for them. Dallas has not been playing well.
No.
Just barely beat the Steelers on Sunday night.
Without 2 big defensive guys.
Yeah.
And I think they lost another interior D lineman.
They might have.
Watching that game. But, do we know, is Mike coming back?
I would think so, because I think he was kind of like, he was barely questionable for last week. I'm expecting them to have him back. But you did have Jalen Tolbert last week. Overpower CeeDee Lamb as the top wide receiver. Wouldn't mind seeing that again, as I have him on a couple teams as flex play that I desperately need.
I got Dak and CD, so I would love for Dallas to ball out in this game, as much as I hate saying that out loud.
This is Trevor's last pick, as he's taking the over.
Oh, yeah.
So he's taking over 52 points.
I can see the over hitting for sure.
Over is probably the one I'm least afraid about.
If I had to pick, I don't know. 3 is not a lot to really wager on. Like I would say I'm gonna go Dallas +3 over 52. If I had to pick 2.
Just because I wouldn't want to root for the Cowboys, I would probably pick Detroit -3.
I don't hate it at all.
But I wouldn't be surprised. Also, because I feel like Detroit's not looked as bad as Dallas has this season.
Our Sunday night game, Bengals at New York. Pretty interesting choice for a primetime game. If you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think they try and get like everyone a primetime game throughout the season.
I know, but you got 2 bad teams.
Yeah, well, I don't think they expected Cincinnati to be this bad.
No.
And the Giants have Malik Neighbors, one of the top young wide receivers.
And I say they're 2 bad teams. I think Malik Neighbors is coming back. The Bengals can put up points, but they keep losing, so I'm going to take the over on this game of 48.
And I'm going to take Cincinnati -3.5.
Don't hate that, Ryan.
Because
we can work together here.
You come back with Burrow's coming off a loss. He's 16-7-1 against the spread all time after a straight up loss. He's out for blood.
Them loose last game.
He's out for blood. He knows his team needs a win. He's got to get out there and he's got to ball out. He's also been balling out. He knows he needs to put up points. Their defense has struggled, but I think maybe they get a little bit better this week. Daniel Jones also is kind of looking what we thought primetime Kirk was. Daniel Jones is 6-9 against the spread at night, so he doesn't really like the nighttime. He wants a nice noon game, nice 1 p.m. Sunday game.
Yeah, like I said, I like your pick. I think this is gonna be, weirdly enough, a high scoring game.
Yeah,
I don't think the Giants are going to keep up, but I think they're going to be able to put up some points on this, like I said, shaky Cincinnati defense.
Yeah, well, that's like I said. I think their defense is good enough to kind of really shut them down. I mean, they could, but I think the more likely chances it goes over.
And then, so that wraps up my picks. Do you have any picks left?
Nope, they're all done. But we can talk about the Monday night game as we have Buffalo -2.5 at MetLife playing the Jets. Over under 41 points. Kind of just, I mean, the Jets have been stinky to watch. Just terrible, not fun, gross, whatever you want to say. The Bills, kind of hit or miss. They're either there to play or they're not.
First game, new interim head coach for the Jets. Would be hammering the Bills -2.5 here.
Yeah, I like the Bills -2.5 here, regardless whether they had Salah or not.
Yeah,
I almost think 41. There's a chance that it wouldn't hit just because maybe the locker room hated Salah so much that getting rid of him now makes it better. But
that'd be a crazy turn of the season then. If firing Salah is what it took to turn the Jets around, would be pretty crazy.
I'm not saying it's going to turn them around, but
it's a big turnaround game, right? If you think they're going to beat the Bills.
I don't think. No, I'm not saying they are. I'm saying I still would pick Bills -2.5. But if the locker room did hate Salah, then maybe they could rally around that.
As for the over, I don't know.
I'd probably just go under because
points, but I'm going to go under as well.
Jets, even though they have Aaron Rodgers, they can't score points.
All right, and that leaves us with the wheel.
Yes, it does.
Got Holly brewing a tea as we speak.
I mean, I might. I'm sick right now, so that doesn't bode well for you. So you probably are sick. Probably are sick because that's what it started like for me yesterday, and I woke up this morning in a fever. So, all right, first game. We got Tampa Bay at New Orleans, so it's going with Trevor. Tampa Bay -3.5, right?
That's a great pick. That's a great pick, Wheel.
All right, dog. We got Chargers at Denver. It's got Denver.
Denver +3. I think you lean that way as well.
I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna say I probably would.
All right, over.
Indy, Tennessee.
43.
Thank you. And the under, final pick. Houston at New England.
38.
Don't hate it. Because like we said, New England can't score points.
All right, recap. My picks this week is going to be, I got Bears as my favorite, -2. I got the Cardinals as my dog, +5. My over, I got Giants and Bengals, 48. And my under, I got the Steelers and the Raiders, 36.5.
My favorite for week 6 is going to be Cincinnati -3.5 at the Giants. I got dog Washington Commanders +6.5 at Baltimore. Over Washington at Baltimore. Again, over 51.5 points. So 2 picks in that game. Under Chargers at Denver. Under 35.5.
Trevor's picks for this week. His favorite is the Bucks -3.5 against the Saints. His dog is the Cardinals +5 against the Packers with me. His over is 52.5 Cowboys Lions, and his under is Steelers Raiders 36.5, also with me.
And the wheel picks. Its favorite is Tampa Bay -3.5 at New Orleans with Trevor. Dog, it's going to be Chargers at Denver. Denver +3. Over Indianapolis at Tennessee. Over 43. And the under Houston at New England. Under 38 points.
All right, everyone, good luck with your bets this week. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share, send it around.
And fuck the Mets.
And fuck the Mets.
Fucking hate them.
Go Eagles.
Go Birds.